So I know that we're all one sounds like a massive cliche. It sounds like hippy dippy nonsense to most people. And I think that's partly because it's so difficult to get our heads around what that actually means. I had a comment recently from somebody saying, I always hear spiritual videos saying things like, you are not separate from the ocean. You are the wave and consciousness is the ocean. I still don't quite understand or fully grasp this concept. So today I want to try my best to explain what this means as simply as possible. And I actually know that this will be quite difficult to do because personally, before I ever had an experience of non-duality, there is no way that any words could have convinced me that we are all fundamentally one. Like, what does one consciousness even mean? And how can we all share one consciousness when that is far from the day-to-day experience that we generally have? Well, I think the best way of starting to get to an answer is by thinking about what consciousness is not. Consciousness is not our personality. It is not our thoughts or our feelings, and it is not our perceptions or our sensations. Consciousness is what all of those things arise within. A collection of thoughts and feelings and sensations are what we call a mind. And a mind is a limited, finite, local perception of the infinite and formless, or of consciousness. And those things that arise within consciousness, the thoughts and feelings and sensations, etc., those things are generally what we identify with. And that is the reason that we generally feel that we are fundamentally separate from each other. But those things cannot be who we really are because they are temporary and they are constantly changing and they come and they go. When they go, what remains is consciousness or awareness of being. Everything arises within this, including my body and my mind and your body and your mind as limited perspectives of the infinite. So then to the analogy of the wave and the ocean. The mind, the personality, the limited perspective of you is a form that arises like a wave in the ocean of consciousness. It appears like a separate thing, but it is fundamentally the same as the ocean. It is made of the same stuff. And this is what non-duality means. It means not two. There is only one. And when you look at some of the things that spiritual teachers have said throughout history, through this lens, then suddenly it all seems to make a hell of a lot of sense. Like the Upanishads saying, Atman is Brahman. The self is identical with the ultimate nature of reality. And Jesus saying, I am in my Father, and you are in me, and I am in you. And 14th century Dominican friar Meister Eckhart saying, the ground of the soul and the ground of God are one and the same. And even Nobel Prize winning physicist Max Planck saying, I regard consciousness as fundamental, and I regard matter as being derivative of consciousness. And then returning to an ocean metaphor, we have Rumi, who said, you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. So is it a cliche, or is it the most profound realization that people have discovered throughout the whole of history? One that shows us the true nature of our very being, one that connects us with all of existence. Before you decide, take a moment to look inward. Look for the one who is searching for an answer and see what you find. If you want to discuss this further, then watch this video next.